Hi, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today we're going to talk about a U.S. Army Corps of Engineers campground that I was at 1 week ago today. I spent 2 nights and a little over 2 days there, and so I have 3 reasons to go to Juniper Point East and 3 reasons not to go to Juniper Point East. So let's start with the reasons to go. First, in my opinion, when I go camping, I love to be on the water. And I'm in Texas, so the easiest water to get to camp on are lakes. So every campsite on Juniper Point East is right on the lake side. There's a couple that are 4 steps further away from the lake site, so you may be looking through somebody else's campsite, but to the lake. Almost all the sites are like this here. They are, you back or pull in, whichever you like to do with your camper or vehicle, and you're facing the lake. So I love that. That's the first go reason. The second go reason is it's super affordable. There's my site there. C19 is right there, right, looking right on the water. Super affordable. I have one of these senior national parks passes, which are also good at Corps of Engineer facilities and national grasslands and things like that. So you can find that out online, what they get you into. And I won't say always, but I believe it's always at a reduced rate. Campsites still are, you get a 50% reduction in your price. So at this particular campground, there is electricity and running water at each site. Sometimes you share water spigots. There are tent camping areas, but they are on this other side of US Highway 377. So I was at Juniper Point East because all the campsites were on the lake. And it's super affordable. The regular price for anybody who just wants to camp there, is not a senior, doesn't have the National Parks Pass, is $20 a night, which is super bargain. Even the Texas state parks are like $24, $5, $6 a night, because that will depend on the kind of electrical hookup that you need. The 50 amp hookups are usually $1 or $2 more, but that's not the case here. It's all the same. So with my pass, I paid $10 a night. That is amazing. Anybody that's ever looked at RV parks, RV parks can be, as much as $50 a night. Of course, that's with clubhouses and, swimming pools and things like that. So the last number 3 of the reasons to go. There's not a lot of sites. Now here's the map. 31 on the side I was at, and it was not crowded at all. The other side marks 12 campsites. Now I can't swear that there were 12 open. The other thing about the west side is I did drive over there before I set everything up at my site just to see what it was like, because the description on the recreation.gov website described the ones on the west side as above the water, overlooking the water. Whereas you can tell and you can't really tell a whole lot from the photos at the individual sites when you are looking at the list of campsites online to make your reservation. Whereas on my side, each site that you go to, you can see, oh, this is where I'm backing into. Oh, that one backs there. This. You can see the water right through the trees, or at the end of your driveway. If you keep going, if you have the right kind of vehicle, you could drive into the water. So that's the way it was. That's what I wanted. But that also means when the weather's bad, you're getting a lot of weather, a lot of wind, or a lot of that sort of, on onshore wind, which is always the case. It's always a little bit cooler at your campsite on the water than when you walk to the restroom. So that was the third of the reasons to go. Totally lakefront, super affordable, not a lot of sights, so pretty quiet. Unless the neighbor is is tent camping, they have the doors to their truck open and they're playing their music loud, which was the case a couple of times. So, the reason to not go. First, there were only 2 restrooms and they were pit toilets, meaning men, women, right next to each other. A small little building, no lights in there, no sink, no running water, no basin, no mirror. There were no showers on my side. Now, on the west side, the map indicates, as I mentioned here, I can't confirm that there is a dump station there or that there are showers. I remember seeing a restroom building, but I was more interested in looking at the campsites and seeing what that was like. And I, like I said, I don't want to just be in the woods and there's the lake. Maybe I can sort of see it if I walk, away from where I'm camped. So that's not what I wanted. So I can't confirm that this was there, but there certainly were no showers on my side. The pit toilets were terrible, terrible, terrible. And I would say not very well maintained. They were filthy, dirty, awful. You wouldn't go, if you dropped $1 million into that pit toilet, you would not want to try to retrieve it. So have nothing valuable in your pockets. Make sure your car keys are tied to you. Your phone, you might even want to set it on the floor, as dirty as the floor was. Anyway, so that's number 1 reason not to go. Number 2, there's no gate attendant. This is the little gatehouse here. And I would say this is an old picture because this looks like it's really new, really in good shape. This place looked like it was abandoned. No attendant on duty for sure. No kidding. You wouldn't want to be in that building. It looked, anyway, no attendant, open gate, open all day, all night. That means, you know what it means. If anybody's a glass half empty kind of person like me, your imagination and camping, I'm camping by myself and it's a quiet campground. So a lot of stories running wild in my head when I realized there was nobody on duty there. So that's number 2 reason to perhaps not go for you. I don't know. Number 3, depending on what kind of vehicle you're driving or what kind of RV you have and are towing or driving, some of these Class A's are pretty big. The roads are narrow. The site driveways are narrow. You can see that right there, and not paved. They're gravel. So this part is paved, but the site driveways are not paved. And where I was, I don't recollect when the last rain was, but of course it would be different there because I didn't write down how many miles away it was. It was close to 100 miles. No, it was, close to 100 miles from where I live. So for me, that's kind of a long way to go when I have other places that turn out to be nicer overall than this place. But if I was going with a friend, meeting a friend there and staying a few days, it would be okay. So short, narrow driveways and the roads to get in there. Wow. I was marveling at how some of these really big fifth wheels with their big pickup trucks were getting through. Now let's go to the map here. Some of these roads here, especially in this portion over here where I was, windy, trees on both sides, and like super windy. And I'm going, oh my gosh, how are you going to get through those trees there? Well, they did. And I suspect that with the confidence this driver was bringing their RV through there, they'd been there before. So they knew what to expect. But a first time person, it would be a little nerve wracking, I think. So those are the three reasons not to go. The kind of a parentheses, fourth reason for me is it's awful far for something that I can get that's nicer closer to me. I pay a little more, that's true, pay a little more, but to have the nicer restroom facilities, since I'm in either pulling, and I wouldn't pull it up there, a little teardrop that doesn't have facilities in it except the little portable facilities you bring. And same with a minivan camper. It's a porta potty. And that's just not, you just can't, in those kinds of camping situations, I can't comb my hair, can't braid it. You can't brush your teeth easily, whatever. So the Texas state parks that I've been to all have really nice restroom facilities, which is like I'm saying, it's important for people that are, first of all, tent camping for sure. And second of all, not camping in a full size stand up RV with facilities in it. So anyway, those are my reasons. I'm not going to say that the water wasn't pretty, but it kind of wasn't either. So anyway, I hope that you are taking the opportunity to get out and camp this spring, but think a little bit twice about Lake Texoma, Juniper Point East. Anyway, but thanks for listening, and I appreciate your visiting my channel. Thanks. See you next time.